Happy Tuesday, April 27, 2021. You're watching the Daily Mix TV. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. So, yesterday, I told you folks about Hill Bites Foods, the online food business that I've soft launched, and the amount of messages I got back from you guys is just amazing. Everything from, we're so happy you're back, thank you for the advice, we love the stories, all of those things too. Oh my God, I can't believe you did it finally, congratulations, we can't wait to order, and so on. So, thank you for the messages, honestly, and in all sincerity. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for the support for the Daily Mix TV, the kind things you've said about the content and the advice that we give and all of those things. We work very hard to do that. And also, thank you for the kudos on Hill Bites. They're both passion projects of mine. I'm incredibly critical of them both. I also promised you guys a promo code. So, in order to celebrate the soft launch, because we've put no promo behind Hill Bites as of yet, we have a schedule starting next month. We're going to start promoting and doing some other things. We're doing a little bit of A/B testing right now, and there's some changes that are already scheduled for the website. So just keep an eye on that. But I'm going to give you guys a checkout code for hillbites.com to order. Enter code SWEETSTART, and you get a 10% discount on your order. That expires on Friday of this week. So there's going to be other promotions and stuff like that. As I said, we've just soft launched this. We put it out there. We're doing some testing, and there are changes coming. We're going to do a harder promotion and launch around Memorial Day, so stay tuned for that. And again, thank you guys so much for all the kind words. On to the news. Yes, I'm still dealing with the leftover bronchitis. Sorry. All right. So it looks like the gently used trend in part-time clothing ownership is about to get a serious bump for the more frugal in our society. Lululemon, the brand behind the popular yoga pant and athleisure push, is entering the crowded space of secondhand attire. So soon, consumers will be able to return those gently used Lululemon items as part of their resale initiative, which is called Like New, in exchange for store credit. So in other words, you wear one of their items a couple times, you can return it, and you're going to get, in exchange, store credit. So the question is this a new trend? Well, no, not by any stretch. But it is one that's poised to grow over the next decade as more and more younger consumers find the resale market especially important, according to several research studies. So in other words, younger consumers are looking for ways to save money while still being able to look their best. And you can't blame them for that. So it's also not like this is like secondhand clothing is really a new concept. It's just being pumped up on steroids by, entrepreneurs and new websites that deal specifically in this kind of thing, as well as larger brands and stores that want to capitalize on the trend. So, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s in Manhattan, as an example, we had, Antique Boutique, which I used to go to in the West Village a lot, and there were a handful of others, but, secondhand, consignment, those kinds of things is not new. This is just being given a different spin. So it's that thing we've talked about on the Daily Mix TV before of what was once old is new again, the cyclical cycle of trends. So when I look at what Lululemon is doing, it's very smart. Now, here's why I say that, okay? Because as you guys know, I just don't give idle compliments. In this context, why it's smart is because you're literally looking at an operations and marketing advantage with respect to this kind of platform. Why? Because you have a specific audience that you're targeting. Okay, younger consumers, whether they're Gen Z or Zoomers, or younger millennials or mid-tier millennials, you're targeting them, which means you're basically going to save on some operational expenses because you're not putting out as much product or as much new product to this audience. So once you receive that item back, obviously you're taking it for store credit. You're driving up brand recognition, brand participation, and frankly, brand fanfare, because younger consumers are going to appreciate this. So from a trend perspective, it's spot on. From a cross-operation perspective between your operations unit and your marketing unit, you're saving on certain issues and expenses. So definitely a plus there. And you're getting that buzz amongst younger consumers. So can't wait to see how this works out for Lululemon. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. Okay, you guys know that I avoid politics at all costs when it comes to the Daily Mix TV. So bear that in mind as we get into this next story. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences woke up to a very ugly reality, and frankly, more of a Razzie yesterday, when they found out that Sunday's Academy Awards, the Oscars, the ratings, were the lowest in their history. Viewership plummeted with a record low 9.8 million viewers tuning in, according to early Nielsen numbers. Now, I'm hearing the actual numbers even lower than that. Either way, it represents a roughly 60% drop from last year. And of course, you've got the usual suspects trying to protect the Hollywood elite, the glitterati, those kinds of things. Like, as an example, CNN, who constantly does this kind of thing, which doesn't make any sense to me, is claiming that the lack of star wattage, the different format that they use specifically for Sunday night, and the pacing of the show, as well as a lack of popular films being nominated, are likely reasons for the audience decline. Yeah, right. Okay, let's get into this. It has nothing, apparently, to do with the endless studies and surveys that have shown viewers are tired of watching award shows that amount to nothing more than a podium for political and social outrage. Okay? Again, this isn't a political comment. Believe it or not, this is, in fact, a marketing one. So let's look at it from a brand perspective, a marketing perspective. If your consumer target, this is true of consumer packaged goods, if your consumer target, in this case for the Oscars, it's the audience and viewers, if they tell you they don't want something, and then you allow it anyway out of fear of being slammed by a specific group, no matter who that group is, then your target is going to disappear, because their perception of the situation is that you don't care about their wants and desires. So what do I mean by this? All right. Most people across the country, forget the coastal elite in New York and California and so on and so forth, most people tune into award shows to see their heroes, their idols, their obsessions, and hear about their life, participate in their life, participate and hear about, the project that got them up on that award stage. They don't want to hear about their political opinion or their, social outrage of the moment. Every single study that's been done over the last basically 5 to 10 years has stated this. So what's going on in Hollywood right now and in big corporations is they're afraid of woke and cancel culture. Now, this is no different, okay, because most people perceive woke and cancel to be extreme liberal groups, okay? This is no different than in the 2000s with the extreme conservative group known as the Tea Party. It's no different than that. When you have an extreme on either side of the aisle, it's always bad. Why? Because when you look at entertainment, people tune in to escape. They want escapism. That's what entertainment is for. That's what movies are for, shows are for. That's what music is for, those kinds of things. And these people who tune in, they hear political and social discord every single day, all day, thanks to the media or, political speeches or social or even in-person gatherings, whether it's virtual or actually physically in person. It's exhausting. And study after study shows that the masses don't want to hear an actor or a musician tell them how to think or who to vote for. They just want to escape. That's what entertainment's about. So Hollywood needs to wake up before they cancel themselves out. Now, I get the current fear, about cancel and woke cultures. They are scary. They deploy thousands, if not millions, that go around slamming brands or people or whatever the issue of the moment is. And it's not a bad thing in their mind because they're supporting their cause, their belief. It's how that happens. And a lot of people are scared of them. You can't be. You need to be who you are. Otherwise, you're going to lose your core audience. And, you look at the Grammy Awards, lowest ratings. You look at the Emmys, same problem. You look at Super Bowl. It's crazy right now. And we need to get out from under all of this nonsense and remember that it's about entertainment. It's about fun. It's about laughter. It's about drama, action, all of those things. And for Hollywood to continue doing this, they're digging their own hole. And you can't just rely on New York and LA to be your audience. You need everybody in between. So Hollywood's got to wake up. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do a segue real quick, which I wasn't going to do. LeBron James, who stunningly talented man, all the good work he's done in his life, understandably, he's been on a tear lately of anger and outrage, and you can't blame him. When it comes to the black community and all the things that have happened and are going on, it's incredibly, incredibly maddening. So from LeBron's perspective, I understand why, he's going out and, talking about, anti-police and all this other stuff. There's a police officer, and off the top of my head, I don't remember where he's from, who had reached out. I actually believe, yes, sorry, I do know where he came from Los Angeles. There's an officer from California, who came out. He's a black man, veteran. He's received countless awards and citations for his incredible work and career. He put up a post on Facebook calling LeBron out in as gentlemanly a way as possible, saying, you need to have a conversation with an actual police officer like me, okay? And just no cameras, no fans, just two guys having a conversation about law enforcement and change and all these things. He actually is approaching this from an incredibly amazing and human way, just to have a conversation. And he even wrote in his post, I know it's a long shot, but his post has gone viral. And knowing people who've worked with LeBron and knowing the good work that he's done, we know he's a reasonable man. So I'm hoping he sits down and has a conversation with this gentleman, and I'd love to hear his thoughts on it. I'm sure we will in the next, couple of weeks if he decides to meet with the guy. But my point is very simple. We need to start remembering that communication and compromise are the cornerstones of any relationship. And in this country, that's what's going to bring us back together. Where both sides lose in any argument or disagreement, where both sides lose something. So that's how you know it's a good deal, because everybody walks away unhappy, as the old adage goes. So anyway, moving on, you get my point. Hollywood's got to fix this before it's too late. Okay. You guys know how much I love food. Okay, I just launched a food business, for crying out loud. But Domino's, they're the world's largest pizza company. They're incredibly smart when it comes to marketing. They're now capitalizing on the nostalgia trend we've been talking about for the last several months, and they're literally throwing everything at it from a marketing perspective. They're leveraging a full 360-degree integrated marketing program. So Domino's announced that they are bringing back their beloved anti-hero, the Noid, to help promote the company in a brand exercise, push its penchant for innovation, and announce a new delivery deal all at the same time. Check this out.
We're constantly innovating to find better ways to deliver you pizza, which is why we're testing driverless delivery powered by Neuro, and it's got someone back to their old habits. Avoid the Noid when you get any 2 or more medium 2-topping Domino's pizzas delivered for just $5.99 each.
Okay, so the Noid, according to the company, has been trying to prevent good pizza delivery since 1986. Now, Domino's first brought the Noid in to promote their famous 30 minutes or less delivery back in the 80s. That was when, if the delivery wasn't to you in 30 or under, the pizza was free. And this showed up in pop culture everywhere. It became the brunt of late night jokes. It was crazy. Now, the Noid went on to become a cult favorite for Domino's fans. So when the brand killed the character, people were understandably upset. Now, that unto itself is a good reason to celebrate this. However, the reason the brand is bringing the Noid back and the way it's promoting it is what makes this story so interesting and the right decision for the brand. So in the spot, you saw that they're working with Houston-based robotics company Neuro to test self-driving delivery. So there's your innovation angle from a tech perspective. Now remember, it's important to note, Domino's was one of the first to do that carry hot bag promotion, which talked about the technology ensuring that the pizza left Domino's and arrived at your door still very hot. So you've got the innovation angle there. Now, it also shows why the Noid is so relevant here. It harkens back to the character's attempts to interfere with that delivery in the 80s and 90s of 30 or less. So in other words, Domino's is pulling on the heartstrings of those who know, remember, and love the Noid, as well as the brand's early days and more. So then we also saw, it's incredible, a new 2 medium, 2 topping pizza delivered for $5.99 each promotion as the rationale for this entire platform. So yes, there has to be a business and revenue angle somewhere for them to spend this kind of coin. And trust me, they're spending. So what do I mean? As part of the promotion, starting on May 7th, the Noid is going to join the latest installment of the Crash Bandicoot gaming series, Crash Bandicoot on the Run, which is a new mobile adventure that honors the 25-year history of this beloved gaming franchise. Now, for a limited time, and this is where the cost comes in, the Noid will be featured as one of the game's mini bosses, and it's pitting players against the Noid. As the brand says, quote, "Avoiding the Noid has never been so fun," in a press release. Now, in this context, players are also going to have access to exclusive Domino's pizza-themed player skins, rounding out the extension of this promo. Quote, "The Noid is Domino's oldest and most famous villain, and the pizza delivery testing we're doing with Neuro's autonomous vehicle is exactly the kind of technology innovation that could provoke the Noid to return. However, after 35 years of practice in avoiding the Noid, we're pretty confident we know how to defeat it." And that's Kate Trumbull, who's Domino's vice president of advertising. So, lots to digest here, pun very much intended, but for Domino's, this is a brilliant strategy. It checks all the boxes off when you get into an integrated marketing platform. The fact that they're so laser focused on several audiences, the nostalgia hit for the older consumer, the Crash Bandicoot target with respect to both younger and nostalgia fans, those kinds of things. They're focusing a lot online for this, so it makes all the sense in the world. When you get into nostalgia, which is a huge trend right now, and we've talked about this a lot, Domino's did their homework. And this is definitely not a home run. This is a grand friggin' slam like I haven't seen in a long time because of the way that they've approached this from all angles. So, congratulations, Domino's. I'm loving this. Can't wait to see what it looks like at the end of the day. And we've obviously already seen the spot and the integration in Crash Bandicoot, but the way that they're going about it from a targeting and spend perspective is very smart. When you look at the Domino's brand DNA, it plays into everything about it. Congratulations, guys. All right, so I'm out of time. Thank you guys again for all the messages and stuff. Remember, for hillbites.com, that 10% discount code is Sweet Start, and it's good until Friday. There will be more promos and stuff like that. I'll get into more announcements as we progress with the brand. In the meantime, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. If you have any questions, comments, or story ideas, please email thedailymixtv@gmail.com. Have a great day, guys. We will see you tomorrow on Hump Day.